Welcome everyone to this feast of Easter. And here in Indianapolis it's really beautiful. All of Mother Nature is being resurrected. In our Franciscan publication, The Messenger, I found a story. It takes place at the time of Abraham Lincoln. Edwin Booth was an up-and-coming actor in those days, and Abraham Lincoln and his wife supported him because he was such an outstanding actor. One day, he was on a train platform, and Todd Lincoln, who was Abraham's son, slipped and fell onto the tracks. And there was a train coming, so he stood up against the wall, thinking that the train would miss him. And as soon as he stood up against that wall, Edwin Booth grabbed him by his coat collar, pulled him up in just enough time to get him back on the platform when the train came through, actually saved his life. Well, when Todd turned around and saw that the person who had pulled him away from the train was this famous actor, he was really surprised but thanked him. Well, Edwin did not know that the person he saved was the president's son. And a few weeks later, when Lincoln was shot, Edward went into a state of depression, vowing never to gain the stage again. Well, soon after that, Edward received a letter commending him for his bravery in saving the president's son. That letter motivated this actor. Now, Edwin had gone into a state of depression when he found out that his brother had shot the president. And he went into this state of depression, but that letter that he received motivated him to move back into his profession. And he became the greatest actor in the 19th century. Now, the point I want to make here is, Edwin had this traumatic experience that put him to a state of depression. But he chose to come out of it. That's the resurrection. A whole new person came out of that psychological death. And that's what this feast is all about. It's about us coming out of those parts of our life that are really difficult and becoming a better person through a complete change. That's how resurrection takes place in our individual lives. That's what's important. You know, recently I was talking to a friend of mine who has been widowed for about 10 years, and he vowed that he would never fall in love again. And he too lived in a state of depression. And then one day, a person entered his life, and he fell in love again, and became a completely different person. He was able to pull himself out of that depression, get involved in a very meaningful love relationship, and go on to continue to build his life in a completely different way. That's another example of resurrection in real life. You know, my dear friends, all of us have these difficulties and challenges in our life, all of us. But when we choose to move out of that, that's when the resurrection takes place in our own hearts. When you bump into something really difficult and you work hard at it, you find that after you get through it and you come out on the other side, you're always a bigger and a better person with more understanding about the way life goes. That's what this feast is all about. And so the application is very simple. Look into your own lives, to those things that you find difficult, and understand that when you work through those, you're going to come out on the other side a bigger and a better person, a resurrected Christian. And that's what we have to do every day of our lives. I'd like to take this opportunity also to wish all of our Jewish constituency happy Passover. And I hope that as all of us move into this magnificent season of spring, we see there the symbol of the risen Christ, our example, so that we too can rise every day to become bigger and better persons. I hope you all have a wonderful week, and God bless you all.